So let's start with this. This broke about 15, 20 minutes ago. The Packers' Aaron Rodgers is unvaccinated. He is tested positive for COVID. He will not be available for the game against Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. Quite a gift for them. And listen, life, when you make big choices, is about risk and reward. And, there are consequences. I am not a huge fan. I've said this about mandates and the vaccination. I think you should get it. I think it's selfish mostly not to get it. But I don't believe in mandates. I believe in choices, and those bear out consequences. And Aaron Rodgers now won't be available. And just ask yourself this. Isn't it kind of on Aaron's brand? Aaron does what he wants, says what he wants. Wasn't this the Green Bay Packers' criticism of Aaron? He's not really a team guy. He's an Aaron guy. He's leaving us hanging. Wasn't that kind of what the Packers were frustrated with? Isn't it kind of on brand that Aaron's unvaccinated? Aaron did what he wants, said what he wants, kind of manipulated the media in the summer saying he was immunized, and here we are in a very interesting situation. Now, again, I think quarterback, and I've said this for years, it's not about your arm strength. If it was about arm strength, Dan Marino would have 9 Super Bowls. If it was about arm strength, Aaron would have the Super Bowls and Tom Brady wouldn't. Brett Favre would have the Super Bowls. Being a quarterback is about a lot of things, and one of them is judgment and leadership. And I don't love this as a leadership choice as a star quarterback not being vaccinated. Because now he's out for 10 days minimum. That would not be the case if he was vaccinated. So he's out for Seattle and Mahomes, Big Edge, Kansas City, and he could be out for Russell Wilson's return for Seattle. And does it mean here now in the end of the season, Green Bay's playing on the road in the second and third round of the playoffs because of these games in the middle of the season? This is where their schedule, remember we talked about this. This week is where their schedule is getting real dicey. It's getting really hard, and he's not there. But I think there's so many different angles on. Here's a different angle on this as well. And I'm guilty of this. The media often simplifies very complex situations. We all know Aaron Rodgers is smart, right? That we're not going to argue about that. Aaron is smart. Too often the media says if you didn't get vaccinated, you're a dummy. And smart people got vaccinated and dummies didn't get vaccinated. Well, I have 2 really, really, really good friends who didn't get vaccinated, haven't been vaccinated, and are super successful and super smart, and some of the smartest people I know. And Aaron Rodgers didn't get vaccinated. So every story has much more nuance, much more complexity than dummies didn't get vaccinated and all the smart people did. There's a lot of factors here. I do think it's very selfish in certain situations, and Aaron Rodgers in his career, in my opinion, has had moments when he has been selfish. He hasn't had a lot of moments when he's been dumb. And that's not the issue with Aaron. Aaron's as smart as they get, but he's had selfish moments. He does his own thing, so some of this is on brand. If he was vaccinated, he could play. He wouldn't have to have a 10-day mandate. So he may be able to just miss this game, come back, and the whole season's fine. But they have consequences. This has always been Carson Wentz didn't get vaccinated. Kirk Cousins didn't get vaccinated. Aaron Rodgers now didn't get vaccinated. Cam Newton, by the way, didn't get vaccinated, and it turned teams off. Then he did and acknowledged and announced, I got vaccinated. I am not a mandate fan. I am a fan of you get the choice, but understanding there are consequences. And the NFL has been very clear about this. If you do not get vaccinated, we're going to make it hard as hell for you to get back. We're going to make you test more. You can't leave town in a bye week. And if you get it, 10 days out minimum. So Aaron had a choice. Aaron made the choice. And now he suffers the consequences. I like that better than mandates. I'm not a huge, unless it's a mandate for sometimes a child vaccination. We should always be there to protect children. We should be there to protect animals and children. For adults mostly, make your choice and live with the consequences. But some of this is a little on brand for Aaron. So in August, you remember in August when he was asked about being vaccinated, one of my criticisms with Aaron has been he manipulates. He manipulates the media. He often says, I'm above the media. I just heard something the other day on Sirius XM where he was saying, I'm above this criticism. I'm above the media. Aaron often plays I'm above a lot in his life. And he tends to manipulate the media. And this was something he said in the summer when asked about the vaccine.
Are you vaccinated, and what's your stance on vaccinations?
Yeah, I've been immunized. There's a lot of a lot of conversation around it, around the league, and a lot of guys who have made statements and have made statements, owners who made statements. There's guys on the team that haven't been vaccinated. I think it's a personal decision. I'm not going to judge those guys.
Yeah, like you. That's Aaron kind of manipulating the situation. Aaron's done that his entire career. Aaron being a little selfish as a leader, he's done that his entire career. I've never criticized him for intelligence. I've never criticized him for talent. I've never criticized him for, commitment. I've said he's a little bit of a bailer more than a baller. He plays better with a lead when he gets behind. Sometimes he goes to the sideline and does his own Aaron thing. But some of this is it's risk and reward. I couldn't tell you the last time I had a speeding ticket. Maybe I've had one in my life. Why? Because I always feel like when I get in a car, I never wanted to get into it late. Because then I could get a ticket for speeding or I could hurt somebody. And so that's the risk reward when you speed. I think people who fly down a freeway are incredibly selfish. Forget the ticket. What about somebody else's safety? So that's why I try to never get into a car late. I try to be punctual and on time. And this was always a risk-reward situation. What if this had happened before a playoff game? Are you kidding me? This would be outrageous. And what's funny is, and this is not something I'm rooting for. Some of you probably think, oh, Colin loves this. He can bang on Aaron. I got the Packers number one in my herd hierarchy. I said last week was the most impressed I'd ever been with Aaron Rodgers. I thought he was fantastic in Arizona. But it's interesting when you start looking at situations like this, because we kind of felt, did we not? Boy, Aaron won that Green Bay Aaron summer of angst. Actually, Green Bay this morning, the executives are going, told you so. It's about Aaron. Told you so. Yeah, he's telling it. We're not denying that. We told you so. It's funny how this stuff works out. Brady and Belichick get a divorce. Round one, all Brady. All Brady. This weekend, Brady got crushed, and Mac Jones looks like he's good. Is it lean? Oh, the Rams added players. Tampa maybe doesn't have the best team. Oh, man, the NFC top is good. What if Brady gets bounced out this year, and here's Belichick as Kansas City's defense stinks, and Josh Allen's inconsistent, and we don't know what we get with Lamar, and we don't trust Cleveland, and here comes New England winning a couple of playoff games. We all thought, oh, boy, Aaron Rodgers really stuck it to the Packers. I could argue the Packers this morning are saying, advantage us. We told you so. You think Packer radio this morning, you think driving around Milwaukee, you think Packer fans are mad at the front office this morning or mad at their star quarterback who didn't get vaccinated? I don't know. All this stuff is very, very interesting. The herd brought to you by Jersey Mike Subs. Be a sub above. Something else, I will say this, is another advantage for the Green Bay Packer organization is this. They have a very comfortable lead in their division. Now they can find out if Jordan Love can play. My son's just trying to get his driver's license, and you take him in parking lots or you take him at night in quiet places, you drive him around, but eventually Dad has to put him behind the wheel in traffic. Can he drive? We're going to find out, can Jordan Love drive? He got drafted in April 23rd of 2020. I looked it up this morning. He had a full season to be a backup, and then he had an off-season camp, off-season OTA, off-season preseason, and now half another season. We're all out there asking Mac Jones to play today live. We're all asking Justin Fields to play today live. We're all asking Trevor Lawrence to go out there and play and Zach Wilson to go out and play. Bro, you've had a season and a half to sit behind Aaron, a great offensive coach, all sorts of weapons, OTAs, camps, preseason. Let's see if Jordan Love can play. And if he looks like crap against Kansas City's defense, he can't play. But that's an advantage for Green Bay, because if he can play, if he goes out against Green Bay and Kansas City and we're all like, woo, that's pretty good. He has trade value. Everybody's looking for quarterbacks. Joey and I talk about this. 8 teams next year minimum need a quarterback. What if Jordan Love lights up Kansas City? There's going to be a GM being out there like, I liked him 2 years ago. I would have drafted him 2 years ago, but Green Bay moved up and got him. And I go watch him against Kansas City, and he slices him up. So Green Bay has trade value. You could absolutely got something out of Garoppolo got a second-round pick, and he had injuries. If Jordan Love goes out there and chops it up, there's got to be a GM in this league that was like a fan of Jordan Love. Green Bay moved up and took him. You know there were 7 GMs that would have taken Jordan Love in the second round or after when Green Bay took him. I talked to GMs. It was split. Half liked him, half didn't. If he goes and chops it up, A, he's got trade value, or B, if Aaron leaves, we got our guy. And if he can't play, that's not terrible. I still got Aaron. I'm still going to get to the playoffs, and we have clarity. You can't play. And the question in the NFL is not, is my quarterback great or is he terrible? A lot of this stuff is murky in the middle, and you got to see him in a moment. And it's a perfect moment. He's had lots of time. Kansas City's defense is beyond average. It's not like you're opening up at Pittsburgh against the Steelers defense. You're not opening up in New Orleans against the Saints defense or against Buffalo's pass rush or against Tampa's pass rush. You got to open up against Kansas City's defense with a year and a half of playbook and practice and OTA. We will have absolute clarity. If he stinks, all right, we got our guy. We're going to win our division. And if he doesn't, you got a lot of options. Most of them good. So that's where we are today.